We have witnessed an undescribable family tragedy related to substance addiction. When addiction, relapse, or family tragedy happens, people ask the same painful questions. Why didn't rehab work? Why didn't the parents set firmer boundaries? How could this happen in a loving family? What if these questions are missing something important? Not about effort or love, but about timing. Let's start with the first possible question. Why does rehab fail for some people no matter how hard everyone tries? Rehab often focuses on stopping the substance, but for some people the substance isn't the real problem. It's the solution they found. Some people never learned how to calm down inside, not because they were weak, not because they refused help, but because the injury happened before they had words, when calming down depended entirely on another human being. If a child grows up without learning that, distress can be soothed, fear will be met, emotions don't have to overwhelm, then substances can become the first thing that finally quiets the storm. Taking that away without teaching a new way to regulate is like removing a life raft before the person can swim. This doesn't mean rehab is wrong. It means rehab alone may not be enough for everyone. Now the second question can be, why does tough love sometimes make things worse? Tough love is often recommended with good intentions. Don't enable. Let them hit rock bottom. They have to take responsibility. For some people this works, but for others, especially those carrying pain that never had a witness, withdrawal feels less like a lesson and more like abandonment. If someone's deepest fear was formed early, when closeness suddenly disappeared, or emotions were met with coldness, then distance doesn't teach. Silence doesn't motivate. Rejection doesn't strengthen. It reopens the original wound. What looks like not trying may actually be panic without words. Let's move on to the third question. Why can loving parents still lose their child? This is the hardest question and the most misunderstood. Love is not the issue. Many parents did everything they were told. Provided, supported, paid for treatment, set boundaries, followed professional advice. But love alone cannot undo an injury that happened before memory, when a child depended on someone else to regulate fear and distress. If that early learning didn't happen, often because of stress, depression, separation, or circumstances no one chose, then later love doesn't erase it. This does not mean parents failed. It means the injury happened too early to be seen. The missing piece. Some wounds don't come from abuse or cruelty. They come from moments when a child was overwhelmed and no one could fully help. No villain, no bad intentions, just a nervous system that never learned, I can calm down and be safe. That kind of pain often stays invisible for decades. If we only respond when things fall apart, we will always be too late. But when we understand injuries that happen before words, pain that never had a witness, we can stop asking, who failed? And start asking, what was missing? And how can we provide it now? In short, some people don't relapse because they don't care. They relapse because they never learned how to calm down inside. That injury often happened before they had words, before anyone knew there was a problem. Understanding that doesn't remove responsibility, it removes blame and opens the door to real healing.